Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to One Bullet Pod. This is episode 15. I'm with Bonzer right now. We're still working on the intros. I'm not going to lie to you, Bonzer. Right before we started recording, I almost opened up with hello, partners and Cowboys.
I probably would have just left.
Yeah, I was really about to go like, what's up, Cowboys? Welcome.
Yeah, it would have been a solo MRags pod if that's how you opened up. But I do agree. We need something. It kind of sucks like starting a podcast just like with nothing, you know?
I mean, I listen to some podcasts that like don't really have an intro. I mean, they kind of have like a little chime and then it's just like, what's up, guys? Like, I don't know.
No, it is true. I feel like we may need something. Like I know Rogan just gets into his ads and like just
Rogan just gets
straight shooter.
Why can't we be Rogan?
Yeah, we're like a little bit ways away from that. So I think we could use
what, one step down?
Yeah, like a baby step.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's fine with me. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
So before we get into gaming talk here, I want to get into a controversial take. And this is my stance. So if you guys have been in my stream, so I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast. I think I've only really talked about it on stream, but I am in the process of moving to Hoboken. So I'm excited about that. So with that, right, comes all the annoying things of moving, which is, you got to buy furniture, you got to buy bed, you got to buy TVs. I hate shopping. I don't know about, I despise shopping.
Yeah, it's the worst thing. My wife, when we moved in, I had nothing really to my name.
Yeah.
I had my mattress, which we use my wife's bed. I had my dresser, but we use my wife's dresser. So like we literally just used everything she had.
Yeah.
And at the start, she's like, no, we'll bring some of your stuff in. And when I tell you, like, I don't think we brought anything of mine in.
Yeah.
Like I came in with my Xbox at the time.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, I'm ready.
I'm here for the sleepover.
Yeah. And I think my wife at that point knew like I fucked up.
Yeah. That's when she knew after 10 years.
Funny story, like, actually. When we moved in, she actually didn't move in officially for like 2 weeks. She had like school stuff to do. Like,
right.
So she just wanted to stay home. And 100 IQ play, I had my internet set up before we got there.
Nice.
So I just sat in like a little chair and I was just playing Fortnite for like 2 weeks.
It's probably the best 2 weeks of your life.
Yeah, it was. Alone. We didn't even have a bed here. I was sleeping on a couch.
Oh my God.
Couch. Yeah. It was awesome.
So you're a real man. You were what, 28 at this time?
I was like 28. Yeah, I was old.
Oh my God.
I'm just living life.
That's actually outrageous. I actually didn't know that. Okay, that's actually kind of outrageous.
I was like a week and a half, 2 weeks, but I would just order food and like go into work and then come home and just like game all day.
Oh, I actually respect that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it was fun.
But here's my controversial take. And listen, this one could so easily come and bite me in the ass. I already know that. All I'm saying is beds are overrated at my age and my current health. And what I mean by that is I went to, no free ads, but Mattress Firm, because I think it's the only place you can buy a bed now, basically. Like Mattress Firm is just freaking everywhere. There's like 10 every corner. But anyway, I laid on like 5 different mattresses and every single one felt exactly the same. Like exactly the same. It was like, no, this one's plush, this one's Charlotte. I was like, they all feel exactly the same. Like, what am I? Just give me the cheapest one, I guess. So lo and behold, I'm still in the process of purchasing a mattress, but I am in the camp of if you're young and if you're healthy, because you break into your bed. It's not, and right. So I recently like graduated college in 2018. I'd sleep in the dorms, right? When you live off campus, like we've already had like a random bed that I slept on there. Like I didn't bring my own mattresses. So my whole thing is like, I really think for me personally, beds are overrated in the sense that I don't know if there's much comfortability from bed to bed. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
A big thing for me is size. I know you've had a twin size bed this whole time?
It's a race car. I have the race car border around it. It's no joke.
So you've also had a twin size bed. So like you may not be educated enough on the, beds to really discuss.
Right.
But I do to an extent agree with you. When me and my wife were looking at beds, we didn't end up buying one. We tested out a bunch. And he was like, you like this bed? You like this bed? And they were literally all the same. I was like, hey, sir, to be honest, like they're all fucking sweet. Like, I can't tell the difference. Like if I were to get blindfolded, I wouldn't be able to tell. Right. But for me, size was big. There's obviously 2 of us sleeping on it. So we went with queen, but yeah, I mean, they're all really comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. And I'm talking about, right, beds are all the same within a certain price range. Like obviously if I were to get a Tempur-Pedic, you lay in that, you feel it immediately, or like those purple matches, like you feel those immediately. But if you're looking in like the same price range, like you can't, they all feel exactly the same. Maybe some feel slightly more firm, but you break them in like, so I'm still purchasing a mattress, but I'm holding the line with that I truly think like purchasing a bed is slightly overrated. Just where I am currently in life.
I've had some crazy takes on here, so I can't really make fun of that.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent take.
And size makes sense. If someone's like, no, you should have a king instead of a queen, or a queen instead of a full, that's there. I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about literally you lay on the bed. And I understand, but watch. I'm going to be moved into my new spot, Bonds. We're going to record a podcast and be like, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So
bed sucks.
I already know that's going to come and bite me in the ass. But again, like, I don't know. But that's just what's been on the top of my mind. And getting, to keep the controversial takes rolling, World War II Vanguard got announced yesterday from Modern Warzone Twitter account. So the next Call of Duty in 2021 is going to be based on it doesn't seem like confirmed World War II, but World War II era. Some people are saying it's going to be a couple years after World War II. But my whole take, I wrote a detailed blog about this, and I was just kind of irate. I couldn't sleep last night. That's a joke, kind of halfway. But I don't love World War II Call of Duties. We've played a million World War II video games. Do we need another one? Do we need another one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. What would you? I know you wrote a blog on this, but for those who maybe didn't read it yet, what would you rather?
I just want something either modern. I actually would like. I know Black Ops Cold War did go back to like the Vietnam War, or I'm sorry, it wasn't the Vietnam War, but it was Cold War. I wouldn't mind like a Black Ops 2S, Black Ops 1S game in that setting, but for me, World War II, it's not exciting. We've played with those same guns. We know there's going to be an M1 Garand. We know there's going to be like an MP40, an STG, a PPSH, an FG4. Like we already know the guns that are expected. But what was cool about like modern warfare, for example, is, you got the Kilo, you have the M4, like you have all these current guns, like a Scar, and it just makes the game feel fresh. It's like when you have a modern warfare game, I feel like the developers can be a little bit more creative. And to me, I just want to see creativity in a video game. And I think that's why Fortnite exploded, is because of creativity. That's why Warzone exploded, because of creativity in the sense of cash, deployments, and contracts change the BR, right? Otherwise, if those weren't in a game, or even loadouts, even like Gulag, like redeploying, if those weren't in the games, the game would feel exactly like a PUBG or an H1Z1. But that's what makes Warzone so different. Now you can play with your bot friends and buy them back instead of them like dying early. And then it's like, oh, do we chalk? Do we play this out? Jimmy's always
Fortnite even copied that.
Yeah.
Fortnite even started having the vans, not buyback vans, but you get their little card, the reboot van, and you reboot. And that's a great feature. Like probably one of the better features of a BR, because the worst part was dying early and you had to watch your hardo friend try to clutch a 1v4 or 1v98.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I got this. Trust me. And it's like, hey, no, just back out.
Yeah.
Like you can imagine how I was back then.
I know. Yeah.
I was like pulling. I'm like, pull. Like, get me out of here.
It was so frustrating because like you didn't want to play with people who died early, because if someone got a full kill on you in Fortnite, that was game over. And got to give credit where credit's due. Apex Legends was actually the first one to bring back that deployment system.
Yeah. Apex Legends. That's correct. The similar van thing, right?
It was similar. It's like you grab a card. It was almost like how the vans work, except it was like a quicker redeployment. Almost to actually get your teammate in, but then they came in through this airship and then like jumped down. But that really changed the game. But then once Warzone brought in loadouts, cash, UAVs, contracts, that was a little bit more creativity. So my whole thing is, and it's like I'm kind of complaining here. Meanwhile, it's like I don't even really play multiplayer multiplayer Call of Duty anymore, right? But my biggest thing I care about is a fun search and destroy game, because if you get a good search and destroy game, that's a lot of fun, right? The other like domination, hardpoint, they're fun to play, but like you can legit run tournaments, play in tournaments, compete in search and destroy, and it's a ton of fun. And to me, it just feels like, why are we going backwards again? And it's the same developers who made World War II in 2017, that Call of Duty, Sledgehammer Games, and it absolutely flopped.
Yeah, no, I agree. For me, like you said, I really don't care because I've been Team BR since like H1Z1.
Right.
So for like, I don't know, 5-6 years or something, I've been like strictly a BR player. I don't play COD multiplayers anymore. I just like you, I used to play them endlessly when I was younger.
Right.
Like COD 4, Black Ops 2, you know, whatever other ones there were. Played them all. But I'm so Team BR. Like for me, it's like, okay, what are they gonna do with Warzone?
Yeah.
What are the guns gonna look like in Warzone? So I'm not even like I won't play multiplayer. So for me, it's like I'm just so BR oriented. But like to your point, if they added some new feature to a BR, like there's a lot you can do with BRs, you know, more than just like look at Fortnite. They can do so many things with BRs, and so that's what I'd be most excited for.
Right. And at the end of the game, I don't think it's going to change stuff up just the same way like Cold War didn't change up Warzone a lot. Obviously, gun changes, yes, a lot different now with Cold War being part of Warzone, but like still playing Warzone, it feels like Warzone. You don't feel like you're playing Cold War is my point. And I don't think Warzone's going to adapt to like World War II, but we'll kind of see what happens with potential map changes. Again, I'm not believing map changes until I literally see it happen for Warzone. So I think whatever Activision, Raven Software do with Warzone in relation to Cold War, that's going to be the standard for what's going to happen with World War II. Does that make sense? So you would imagine we're going to get new guns like a year or so, which is cool. That's fine with me. But I'm just hoping that the Modern Warfare engine is great for Warzone. And again, BRs are still king. But I just initially saw World War II and I just was not happy. I do understand the whole counter arguments. Listen, World War II it's World War II. Like, you don't even need to say anything about it. It's amazing historical facts. Like, everything's there. And it was like it was the most recent biggest conflict in world history, right? If you want to say that, I guess.
Yeah, not a historian. I know a lot of people died in World War II. So,
couple.
Yeah, I think it was probably the most. Yeah, I don't know.
And don't get me wrong, like I love watching World War II movies. I love reading about World War II history. But for a video game, for me, I heard and I was just like, it's not for me. But I understand why you could be excited about that. Call of Duty's going back to its roots, which is exciting for a lot of players. You know, this is going to be the second Call of Duty released. Everyone's saying 10 years. I understand that, but also we just got a Call of Duty World War II in 2017. So let's be honest, like in 4 years, we're going to get 2 World War IIs. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm actually really curious to see how more stuff comes out about it, what professionals and Call of Duty pros say about it, and streamers. That's what I'm really interested to see. I know Nick Merckx is Team MRags here, or I guess you can say I'm Team Nick Merckx here. He says he's more excited about future Call of Duties, modern Call of Duties, as opposed to taking a step back.
Would you rather take a step back or go Advanced Warfare style jetpack? Futuristic.
Do you want that? You really want that answer?
No, I'm asking what would you yeah, I want to know what you want to know.
Black Ops 3 was the best Call of Duty made in recent years. Competitive wise, public matches, the movement system was beautiful. The maps were crafted for the maps and the movement system like no other. So, and here's my thing about the whole movement system is it adds a layer of skill. Like when you're really thinking about it, and Shroud has talked about this before, Call of Duty has a very low skill ceiling, meaning your shot can only get so good. Your movement, I mean, even people with the best movement, you're still like, all you're doing is like sliding, jumping, and cammering.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Once you add like boost jumps, I think Advanced Warfare missed the ball. I think the boosting in Advanced Warfare was not good, but the movement system in Black Ops 3 was crisp. Were you a fan of jetpacks? I take it not.
Not really. I played it a little bit. We did like small S&D tournaments on like online, but like I was never a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
But it was different. So it was something I played a little bit, played maybe for a few months, and then got tired of it. Like people just got way too good at it.
Yeah.
But again, it does add an element where anytime you're able to change direction, get in gunfights, like it does really change. Yeah. You can take a gunfight anywhere now.
Exactly.
In Advanced Warfare. So yeah, I do like that. And I hate feeling like stuck in the mud. Call of Duty was traditionally pretty slow, or Again,
Yeah.
you could slide and jump, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was like gun skill, positioning, and like timing.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so anytime you can, yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say anytime you can like create a skill gap where people who put time in can get better. You know what I mean?
But Activision doesn't want that. That's the funniest thing. That's why it's so funny. And that's what I mean when I say like a jetpack Call of Duty. For example, if I am aiming down sight in the hallway, or let's just say there's one line of sight, right? You have to run around this corner. If I'm just holding there and laying there and just, aim down sight there, I'm going to kill you every time in like a Modern Warfare, for example.
Yeah.
And in Black Ops 3, if I can boost over you and get around and flank you and hit different angles, it just it eliminates camping, which is just my whole biggest thing on Call of Duty. But with the average player not being, like this super cracked out headband wearing Astro 50s guy like me, it's different. I understand that.
Yeah. It seems like they usually cater to the common man.
Yeah.
The average player. So
yeah, they care about the average Joe.
I mean, they're bringing in $1 billion, so
it's not bad, huh? Small indie company though.
Yeah, small indie company.
Yeah, one absolute joke. Talk about a little bit of Twitch news here. This guy Ludwig is on a subathon. He started it March 14th at 4:23 Central Time, so that's 5:23 Eastern. I can do math. And basically how this went is every sub he got, he adds 10 seconds to a timer. Now I'm going to pull up his stream right now. Currently, if he doesn't get another sub from this moment on, he still has 45 hours left to stream.
I feel bad for the guy.
I was going to say, Bonds, could you ever?
Oh, no. So what do you think he anticipated? Like he knew he would have to, he knew he'd have to stay up for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
But what do you think he anticipated? Like a day or two?
No, I think I'll be honest with you. I do think he knew. I do think he knew. Yeah.
But he's able to sleep. He's basically like being a Kardashian and like camera's always rolling.
Yeah.
Kardashians invented this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Credit to Kim.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, basically what he's doing now is he's just living his life, but now he's just being followed by, it's not really followed by a camera. He's setting up cameras, right? He's still sleeping. He's showering. Like he's doing all of his stuff, but he has been live on stream for close to 10 days straight now.
Jesus.
It's madness.
What time he's been like off the camera. Do you know what I mean? Like how, like when he's in the shower, I'm sure he just leaves the camera in the room. Like, I wonder how long he's like leaving.
Yeah. Well, like I was watching a little bit before and like his mod was talking while he was like either finishing up showering or just waking up, making coffee. So they have it all set up. It's just absolute madness. And he's already, I think it was by day 6 or 7, he was already the most subscribed to person on Twitch, over 100,000.
Where is he from?
So I was doing a little bit of research on him, and he's actually initially from New Hampshire.
Wow.
He ended up going to Arizona State, and he's got a crazy story where he actually started streaming in 2018. And so think about that. He started streaming in 2018. He's like this massive, which is crazy. Started streaming part-time May 16, 2018. Okay. On February 19th, 2019, he got fired as a marketing manager for IQ Vapes. So, and then he dedicated himself full-time streaming. So February 2019.
He's actually playing GeoGuessr.
Yeah.
You guys should collab, dude.
Yeah, he'll answer my DM, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, bro. You got 54,000 viewers right now, Bonds.
You think he'll get to a point where he just like closes it and just says like, okay, this is it?
Well, so what he said, and he's a smart guy, right? He kind of knows what he's doing. He set a cap at 31 days full. So he's gonna get to, what is that, April 15th? Like there's no way this is gonna stop.
So wow. What about stream crashes?
So if you look at his channel now, his uptime, it's spread up. It's broken up into like 40 hours ish.
Gotcha.
And I think that's him like switching cameras or
So
again, maybe it's not every single second, but he's not missing
as close
like
as you can
an hour.
get.
Say that again?
About as close as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's
that's
madness.
wild.
And
props to him. His name Ludwig, by the way. Like, I could have sworn like he would play piano. No. Like, has he played piano at all?
I was thinking Harry Potter right off the bat, but yeah, I could
I
definitely
was
see
thinking
it.
piano.
I was definitely getting piano vibes, but it's crazy, man. And
Ludwig.
he's 25 years old, and it's just a beast. It's insane. It's actually insane. And think about this, Bond. So right now, just to give a little Twitch comparison, if he's the most subscribed to person on Twitch with like over 100,000, how insane was it during peak Ninja Fortnite when he had like 250,000 subscribers with Twitch Prime? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's wild. So I do remember those numbers, but like hearing them now to reference like what people are at now,
Right.
is insane.
Yeah.
250,000. I do remember that, and like Ninja was, I mean, he was on like the Ellen show. Like he was everywhere. But that is wild to hear, like 250,000. What's he at now? Like I got to see Ninja's stats right now. Like,
well, you want to be honest, I don't think the whole mixer thing, like when Ninja streams, he doesn't really eclipse 10,000 viewers. So it's not the same.
Yeah, he really,
I mean,
all those subs had to go somewhere else.
Yeah. But also, so what was happening was Twitch Prime came out. No one knew about Twitch Prime. I mean, he was literally the face of Twitch during that time. Like there wasn't anyone else who could. The funny thing was, it was basically Summit 1G, him, and I think Shroud were literally the top three. No joke. Mm-hmm. And Shroud always had like 30,000 viewers no matter what.
Shroud is awesome.
And Lyric, right? We can't forget Lyric.
Lyric, yeah. No cam Lyric.
Which is he has one of the craziest communities in the sense of like how much they actually like him. It's
a cult. Yeah.
It's no matter what he plays, what he does, it's like 30K viewers. Vibes are high. They love cats. It's impressive to see. But yeah, Ninja, right? I mean, he's got so many other things going on, right? He has Team Ninja. Now he's back on Twitch. I mean, he secured the bag from Mixer, bro. Made what, like 50 mil, whatever those numbers were.
That's what I'm saying.
For 6 months.
That's true.
So
that is wild.
He's not grinding in the sense like he used to. But I will give him props during those Fortnite days. That dude would get 2 hours of sleep because he had to do like a business trip somewhere, get back and just stream as long as he could. It was madness to watch.
It was a grind, and I think he'd say it paid off.
You think so?
I think so. I think he's able to do whatever the fuck he wants right now.
Yeah, I fully.
You know who also secured the bag is his wife, Jessica Blevins.
Jessica, yeah.
He knew him early on.
Jay Ghosty.
She would like go to tournaments with him.
Yeah.
When he was like a low level, not low level, but when he was a Halo pro, when it wasn't as big as, I don't even think he was on Twitch. He was on like Justin TV or like.
Twitch was Justin TV.
Exactly.
That was the first iteration of
Justin
Twitch.
TV. I remember my brother watching Justin TV years ago. I maybe.
Blanky?
Blanky. He was always into gaming. I was never really, I was always into playing, but I would never watch people game.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I would be like, why don't you just go play? Like, why are you watching them play the game you're going to play? And this was on like the Justin TV days. It's like, dude, well, look at these Halo pros. They're so good. And I'm like, wow, they don't miss shots. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that was like the old school Ninja days, like watching him play as a little kid, basically.
Yeah, because he was a top Halo player. But I mean, at the time, like competitive gaming was like you went to a LAN event, which is where everyone has all their computers, Xboxes hooked up together.
Yeah.
And they didn't have like prize pools. Like it was just like you were a pro.
Yeah.
Maybe he had like a little bit of prize pool, but now like gaming is just obviously insane as we talk about. But Ninja was a slayer.
He was. There's a picture I have to send to you and maybe tweet from the One Bullet account, but it was like, I don't know if Walshy, one of the old Halo pros, posted it, but it was basically like a LAN at someone's house.
Yeah.
And there was like so many, 16 of them, like they all had their own little station.
Crazy.
And it was just like, those were the days. And it was just passion. So different now.
It was just passion.
It was just passion and BO, body odor.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see the picture of a young Ninja and a young Jessica Blevins? That's a funny pic. I'll send you that one.
I don't think I saw it, but I remember. I could probably picture what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a funny pic. It's definitely a funny pic to see how far they've come.
Speaking of tournaments, you had your own tournament. Explain to us how it was. You had actually a couple big names in Smitty Barstool, Bobby Poff, and the OG Skullface.
Yep.
Who absolutely annihilated people. I turned into the stream and he got a 3-piece.
Yeah, Skull's disgusting.
A 3-piece in a custom match with the best players in the world shouldn't be possible.
That was crazy. That was honestly nuts.
So what tournament was this?
So it was, I'm almost positive. See, this is where I'm almost positive Juju Smith-Schuster was sponsoring it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then nothing else was said about Juju, right?
I know. I did.
Right?
And it was a charity tournament
Yeah. So it was a
hosted by the JuJu
Yep.
Foundation.
Yes. Okay. That's what it was.
Yeah, hosted by the JuJu Foundation. But there was it was very vague. Like nobody really knew what was going on, I feel like. And
Yeah,
a lot of the streamers I watched weren't really taking it serious from what I saw. There were people that were taking it serious, but like everybody was laughing. They were using ride shields.
So it was hosted by like Team Diverge, who they've hosted a bunch of tournaments and stuff like that. It was $50,000. So the top three teams each got a portion of the winnings to give to a charity of their choosing. And it was a lot of fun. But you're talking about Noobs was in there, Tommy, Almond, Super Ev, Jukesy, Huskers, Jowo, Teepee, Doug is Raw, like absolute slayers. FaZe Blue was in there. It was insane to play in that lobby. And the way the format was, you had 5 custom matches, 5 games, and they get recorded based on like a scoring system and like a placement system. But kills were valued high. Like a win was only 15 points. So kills were valued. 1 kill is 1 point. That was big. So it was nice. It was nice. But we load into the first game. I'm hyped because we're running with Bobby Poff. I have actually a scarf on for Bobby Poff because
I saw that. I was like, "What are you wearing?" I saw it was a black T-shirt that blended in.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is he wearing like a collared, like a what are those things called? The
turtleneck?
Turtleneck. I was like, "Is he wearing a turtle? Like, what the hell is going on?" I was like, "Do we have a 1 bullet turtleneck?"
We can make one. We should make one. We should make those because you know how the guys wear the turtleneck with the suit jacket over it, and you look like a dad. We should make that.
Okay, I'm down.
We should make that. But anyway, so I'm so hyped to be running with Bobby Poff, right? And just being in this tournament in general, I'm like, I kind of want to. If I get a couple of kills, that would be electric. Make a little name for myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Game 1, we load in. Me, Skullface, Smitty, Dever. Bobby Poff, only one in there. Only one in there. So. And they wouldn't restart the game. FaZe Blue also dev-erred.
Did he?
There was like 20 people that dev-erred, and there were 2 teams. There were 2 full teams of people who shouldn't have even been in there, like randoms.
I saw that. How do you think they get in? Like someone leaked?
Or no, so what happened? So it was actually a really cool way they do it. Basically, you get an invite through Discord.
Yeah.
You join it, and the lobby's open, so everyone has to appear offline. So if you don't appear offline, people can just join you.
I don't think Smitty was one of the games.
Any of the games. I told him like 4 times, but that's beside the point. But yeah, so Smitty was like, yeah, who's not offline? And I was like, you. Yeah, there wasn't anyone who was joining off him, but it was kind of funny. But anyway, so that was the first game. So we had 5 games. We ended up out of 35 teams, we ended up placing 13th. And in that game too, we had like a chalked game. We got like 5 points. Yeah. So really in 3 games, we got like 60 points. And I think the cutoff was 70. So we got 13th out of 35 of the top Warzone players in the world. And it was just
and you had Smitty on your team. Like, right. So no offense to Smitty. He's a sub 1 KD. How many sub 1 KDs were in that tournament? Was he probably the only one? Like
yeah, he might have. But yes, yeah, he probably was close to it for sure. But
so credit to he did play well. I mean,
he did play well. He won a couple gulags. I was hyped for him.
To win a gulag, and that is crazy. So to see that he was actually winning gulags, like he played much better than I expected him to. Yeah. But credit to all you guys for slaying out, like you said, 60 points in 3 games.
Yeah.
You had 1 game where you couldn't even play.
Yeah.
Like that's
frustrating.
You could have had a top 10 finish. You know what I mean? You could place 10th if you played that game.
And the thing that was so annoying is like that would have just been because everyone posted the top 10 scoreboard. So if you just had Team Smitty Boswell up there, that's just like it was sick. But yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to Bobby Poff. He is the nicest human being in the world. Like he was the man to play with. Like he treated us normal. He kind of hyped up me and Skull at the end. Absolute legend, man.
Yeah. It sounded cool. I didn't know you guys were even in this until I started tweet.
Yeah.
So you text me next time or just give me a heads up?
Well, I wanted to make sure it was confirmed because I didn't know if it was confirmed or not. I didn't know if it was going to be us with Bobby. I didn't so I was waiting and then I just tweeted out. Yeah.
That was good though. But, how did so I'm assuming Smitty asked Bobby?
Yeah, Smitty asked Bobby.
Nice.
And Bobby said yes.
That's sweet.
Beautiful. Power of a check mark.
Power of a check mark. It is true, bro. Like
they have played together before, though. They played together before in a tournament. I think it was with 2 Villanova basketball players or 2 NBA players. It was Bobby, Poff, Smitty, and I don't remember the other 2, but they have had games together. So
So as I'm watching your stream, I actually had turned it off. Me and the wife were watching. It was called Nightcrawler. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Good
Nightcrawler?
movie, Nightcrawler
No,
with Jake
no.
Gyllenhaal. This guy like films. He's basically like TMZ, and he films like really serious accidents, and he like gets obsessed with it and like sells it to news coverages.
Right.
But it goes like he just gets so obsessed, and he's like psychotic. Anyways, so I get a DM. We have so many guys who DM us like when big stuff happens.
Yeah. It's nice.
So
In the
1K,
loop.
yeah. So I think it was 1K. 1K DMs me. He goes,
Meme lord.
"Did you hear what happened?" And whenever I see this, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, what happened? I'm like refreshing Twitter, and they said Aydan was about to host MRags, but when Aydan saw that he had his cam off, he decided not to.
Dude, I've never felt pain like that in my life because I thought people were trolling. And then I went back and watched his VOD, and he literally had my stream open. I was like, oh, he has no cam though. Guys, I turned off my webcam for 20 seconds because I wanted to go full screen just so my chat could see the full leaderboard without me blocking because my webcam's on the right side. I am never turning off my cam again. Ever.
Yeah, that's
Ever.
terrible.
Dude, and
how many viewers did he have?
He got rated by someone, so he had like 20,000 viewers.
Oh my God. My Aydan Host is like 5,500.
Dude, I wanted to vomit everywhere because I literally, but he said he knows of me.
Yeah, that's a win.
I'll take that.
He also said he knew of me.
That's true.
He goes, I think I've heard of this guy's name somewhere. I can't think of where.
I truly have the most unlucky interactions with Aydan. Like
that Fortnite one was pretty cringy too.
The Fortnite one was so cringe where he tweeted out, he's like, yo, I need a teammate, NA East. And this time, this is like the summer, like August maybe.
Yeah.
Aydan hasn't played Fortnite in like a year. So I just tweeted my player card because player cards were hot at the time. I tweeted my player card. I'm like, bro, I played in 3 MFAM gauntlets, main events. Like I'm NA East. Like, let me know what you need. He replies back and he just goes, yo, good shit, bro, but it's a Fortnite tournament. And I was like, I'll just go put a bolt through my skull.
I would have deleted Twitter then, to be honest. Like just start a new account.
Like maybe one day I'll have a good interaction with him, but
yeah,
I'm the most unlucky Aydan player.
Yeah, that's
interactions. Tough. I don't know what to call
you're 0 for 2.
0 for 2. I hope we don't go 0 for 3. I'm not trying to strike out here. But talking about custom lobbies, guys, we are bringing in Xset Gaming's Bartonologist, who is the creator of Warzone Professional Scrims Discord, which already has over 1,000 viewers. And Bart's going to be talking to us all about it as he thinks Warzone custom lobbies are the future. And I agree with him in the sense of competitive Warzone. But this is going to be a very interesting discussion. Bart is one of the best, if not the best sniper in Warzone. I mean, he's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross.
He's probably the only person I know that uses an AX50 too, right?
Besides Kurt. Remember that Kurt was using them in like Twitch Rivals?
Yeah, Kurt's a beast with the AX. I forgot about that. Kurt's a beast
with the AX, but Bart's a couple levels above Kurt with that.
Right, yeah.
Bart's a fucking beast with that thing.
So we're bringing on Bartonologist right here. But before we do, let's get a word from our sponsor, Manscaped. Is there anything better than the fresh mowed grass at the ballpark on opening day? How about freshly groomed balls? Our sponsors at Manscaped, the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming, are here to help you strike out your bush for good. It's a whole new balls game, folks, and Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code 1BPOD at manscaped.com.
That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months, a year and a half, perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. The Perfect Package 3.0 also comes with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, 2 of my favorite products. It's time to keep your testicles fresh and clean.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code 1BPOD at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code 1BPOD. Baseball's back. Don't let your pubes get out of whack. All right, and now it is my honor to bring in not only Bartonologist, Xset's Gaming own, but he's bringing in the big brains, as he called them, in Xset Yata. So we got Bart, who's just disgusting at sniping. Already covered that. Just the kid's a menace. And we got Yata, who, from the clips I've seen, Yata, you might be one of the most intelligent Warzone players. So that first night, like real quick, that first night, you had a crazy clip of an insane clutch with the galley. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Right by Honeycomb area on the other side of the map. Was that the first night of scrims, of the Warzone Discord scrims that we're going to talk about in a little bit here?
No, it was not the first night. We'd been running them for a few nights, but that was like probably I think it was the first night we actually had like enough people to where they were pretty decent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that and I was like, God damn, that was pretty impressive. I mean, guys, basically, we're going to show you the clip on Twitter, but Yata just clutched up. And these are competitive Warzone players that he basically like 4v1, 5v1. It was sick. Used a little bit of smoke grenade to your advantage, but it was great. But Bart, we kind of called you here like the founding father of this Warzone Scrims Discord. So can you talk about why you started it, where you see competitive Warzone going, and just kind of take it from there?
Yeah, so started it because, I mean, kill races have been a constant thing throughout all of the Warzone's life cycle, and we just want to start an actual competitive scene. We've been saying it for months and just decided to do it. We've been waiting for someone to make one of these, and we just did it. So we have been grinding those out, growing the Discord, and we are finally getting to the point where we're able to run scrims consistently and like good scrims as well. And we started, we had our first tournament last weekend, which actually went really, really smooth. And yeah, it's been going pretty good. I've been enjoying it.
How many members? I know you guys recently hit 1,000 members in the Discord. Are you guys, well at that number now, or
almost 1,300 right now?
1,300. Nice. Okay. And now, are there any requirements to get in? Are you guys accepting any people who want to compete and, have that competitive edge?
Yeah, it is completely open to play, and we're getting this ranked system going, working on it right now, where if you're like newer, not the greatest player, you're going to get put in like a lower bracket, and then you're slowly going to work your way up the scrims and the ranked modes, and you're going to start playing better and better players. Eventually, you're going to get to the pro scrims where you're going to be playing, Frozone all day long. It's going to be great.
Fro, that's easy kills, right, Bonz?
Yeah, Fro is. I've run into him a few times in game, and it's a free lick every time I see he's in game.
So easy.
He's
just pull out Estrella, you're good.
He's dog shit. Yeah, so the difference between the kill races and it is a fresh change of pace. Like me and MRags have done, hundreds of kill races, maybe not 100, but a lot.
Right.
A lot of kill races. It gets stale. Yeah. We've done a few custom tournaments. Like I was in Twitch Rivals. It's a lot slower paced. The meta is so different. Like I was seeing Strellas. You had an AX50 Bart. Like it's just such a change of pace where there's less RNG. It's like, okay, the best of the best. You guys are going to get your loadouts. The circle is still going to have some RNG, but it's like we're taking out, okay, like this kid's in a bronze lobby. It's like, no, you're fighting the best of the best. So I can't wait to see what you guys are doing with this. But how has it been so far? I know that tournament went really well. But what are some of, what's going well, what's not going well so far?
I think it comes down to like the meta. So you have Strellas, which is basically a hit scan RPG, right? So that can cause some issues. You have the AUG. So stuff like that can cause some issues with the scrims. But I mean, you have private matches, which need a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, inviting players to the game, like a code would make everything so much more easier. Right. But other than that, like the private matches run pretty smooth other than DevVers. The servers are really good. I mean, you said with zones, those are actually, it's not as RNG as you think. You can actually predict those without using recons. You just have to learn that a little bit and you get it.
A little supply run tips, tactics.
Wait, give me a little tip. Give us a little tip here for the One Ball podcast. Is this like hidden information?
Yeah, this is hidden. No one can know this yet.
This is off the pod. After we end the pod, we'll
we won't be recording.
Yeah, so anything to take away RNG like that is great. Like we want to see, like I want to see the best players in gunfights, but what I don't want to see is people in houses with trophies just waiting 5 zones for rotation. So I do like to see some emphasis on kills.
Yeah,
where I know it was only 15 for a win. Matt was saying, right, Matt?
Well, this was a separate. This was separate
tournament.
Charity
that was the 50K. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So what is the scoring of these scrims and how do you incentivize it? So because obviously in Warzone, the win isn't RNG, but it's not like Fortnite where it's like it's just a very different ball game. But I kind of want
Yeah.
your take on this.
So the format in that 50K charity tournament was our first format that we used, and then we switched over to a 25-point win, which is almost identical to Twitch Rivals.
Yep.
And then we moved it to right in the middle. That's what we just did last night, and it's working out pretty good. We need to see how it goes in like a tournament setting, because a lot of people, you know, playing for money. It's going to play a little bit differently. Yeah. But I think it might be the sweet spot. So 20 for a win, you get 1 point for a kill, and then you just go up by 3 from there. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't realize that in this game compared to other battle royales is that 20 or 25 for a win isn't actually that much, because there's so many more opportunities for kills because of gulag, you know, jailbreak, fire sales, all of that. So, you know, that's why you're seeing teams consistently walk off with 25, 30 kills every single game.
Right. Yeah. And even in, because Bart, I know, and so were you, Yata. You were both in the charity tournament we were in. Real quick, Bonds, so Bart runs, and I think you do too, Yata, high alert.
Yeah.
That's the meta, right?
You'll have to explain what that even does. Like, I've never...
Imagine... No, you got this.
Yeah. So basically, high alert is a red perk. It goes in the second slot, and it would take your overkill spot.
Gotcha.
Yep. And it basically tells you if people are aiming at you when they're not on your screen. So if you're not facing them, an orange flash would pop up on your screen. Like if it's to your left, then the left side of your screen would flash orange. So basically it's good for if you're in these sniper fights or these mid to long range fights, it gives you information on where people are. And generally, like when people are scouting, it gives you a lot of information from them. So
it is so useful. It's wild, because we almost had a clip in like game 3 or 4 where we actually fought in your boneyard, Bart. I think me, you, Yata, and it was one of your other teammates. And I watched back the kill cam. I was like, this mother effers, are you running high alert? That's like genius. Because in my head, right, I don't have a ton of experience in custom lobbies, but again, it's a different game. Whereas like smoke grenades could become meta. I mean, let's be honest, right? For
There's
rotations,
so many,
there's just so many different opportunities there, which is really cool to see. And the X-Set boys, that's what we'll call you guys right here. The X-Set crew, rep the set, baby. You guys do a really great job of playing together. Where in Warzone, the biggest thing is always when you play with Slayers, typically, everyone kind of wants to like play together, but not really, where you guys are literally like one at a time, like getting each other's trades. It's impressive to watch. It's impressive to watch.
You're going to realize as the private match scene grows that more and more teams will actually start doing that.
Right.
I mean, I think we just have a head start because we all have a history in professional battle royales. Many other battle royales too, not just, one or two. But yeah, you're going to see a lot more teams start working together, and a lot of these games start slowing down a little bit, because right now it's kind of a lot of W keying going around. They're going to start seeing these end games get a little bit more intense.
Right.
There's going to be, I can just imagine smoke grenades everywhere on rotation. That's really the only line of defense is if you don't get zoned, like, hey, we have to smoke this out, or it's a completely different meta. And for me, that was cool to see like Strella's being used. Like you're not going to see a Strela being used that much in a kill race. Everyone just using overkill or ghost. So it's cool that there's like variations that can be used.
Yeah, it definitely brings everything. It makes everything valuable too. And so one of the big things that I want, I think everyone wants with custom lobbies that we touched on, is customizing something. Like, let us customize something, right? What would you say, like for you and Yata, like what are the 3 biggest things to customize, whether it's gulag, whether it's like banning weapons, like what would be the perfect storm for you to go into a custom lobby and be like, this feels good?
All you, Yata, you got this.
Big brain Yata.
Yata's been sleeping on this for weeks.
Exactly.
I have my notebook's upstairs, but basically what we just like you would for like multiplayer, you can customize like spawn rates of stuff, or like what weapons you can use, the HP, the damage. We would want to be able to control like the buy rate spawns, like we kind of wanted to, if they do add these settings, and hopefully they do in the future, we would play around with like variable buy rate spawns, or just make all of the buys exist.
I would be a fan of 100%.
Because then spots for RNG, because the way a lot of teams are picking their spots now are based on the frequencies of buys around their drops. So it would completely change the game and open up a lot of unnamed POIs. The other thing we would want to change is like what you can actually equip to your loadout in as far as like settings go, and then bounty spawn rates, and we might just take bounties out. And the other big one was just disabling the random events that happen in the game, like fire sale, jailbreak.
It's every game, it seems like, no?
It's definitely a higher rate, if not every game.
Yeah.
Especially in customs.
Yeah. Also, to revive somebody, it's a little longer.
And seconds, which is actually really good. And the movement speed while down is also slower.
Yeah, what do you think about the downed rate of them crawling? That to me, I think it's really good. You do like it,
because if you get a knock with a sniper from far away, if you have a precision, you automatically get the kill. Right. You can't just crawl out of it or res and then get out of it.
Yeah.
It's less forgiving for players who take more risks. So
yeah, that's a good point. That is actually really good.
This is such a unique thing, and I think as the Discord continues to grow, pro players start to see this. I think hosts are going to start to like, hey, let's run some tournaments. I think you're going to see more money thrown into these tournaments.
And I think we're already seeing that.
Yeah, we are seeing that. Like last week, that the XSET sponsored one. I think JuJu had one as well. Or
a charity one, 50K charity.
Yeah. And I think if people enjoy watching it and people enjoy playing it, I think like this is the future. This can be the future of Warzone
for sure.
I mean, let's face it, pub stomping, like it's gonna get old.
Yeah,
like there's so many issues with that. So it's like I want to see the best players in the same lobby fighting the best players,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, after that charity custom scrim tournament, that not even the scrim tournament, after that charity tournament, I DM'd Caffeine, huge friend of the program, and I was like, bro, when are we running this? Because he asked me previously. I was like, dude, when are we running back in the Warzone custom scrims? Because this shit is fun.
Yeah. Man. So how often are you guys doing these daily right now, or what's the schedule look like?
Right now it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single night. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every night. Once the Discord grows, we're eventually going to start doing it every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then once it grows enough to where people are wanting to play pretty much all day long, it will have those 5 main games at 8 p.m. Eastern, but we'll be running them pretty much all day long.
Yeah. And I know Fortnite is kind of, obviously it's been 3-4 years, but they have different hosts for like, hey, need 100 people, like 100 reacts, and it will start a server.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how, like, that's the vision I had with this Discord, was kind of with the Fortnite scene, because I, started out with Fortnite. So, and their Discords were honestly really good, minus the obvious issues that it had.
I mean, but there's a lot more that Fortnite is able to do, like with those custom codes.
It's so different.
It's not even.
That's a tough comparison.
I wonder if you guys will be able to get some help from Activision or, Raven or whoever it is. Goal. Like, do you guys have any pull? Does anyone have pull to get through to these guys?
I mean, I think that pull comes with growing the Discord, right? And getting more and more people to play, getting more tournaments to pop up. So,
Bart, was the coolest moment for you when the Discord hit 1,000 so far, or was it when Aydan quote retweeted and was like, he basically said this was sick, right? Essentially?
Yeah. That was definitely a big help. And I mean, the Discord's going to keep growing, right? I mean, as long as we keep doing what we're doing. So, like, if Aydan joins, that would be huge.
Yeah, that was nuts. Because we literally DM'd that day about something like you were throwing a tournament, right? Your potential casting opportunity. And then all of a sudden Aydan quote retweets that, because you said to me word for word, if you look at every game, all it takes is custom lobbies to, like, essentially, you can correct me for what I'm saying here, but you basically said custom lobbies from professionals playing is like, can change the game's problems or something like that. And then all of a sudden Aydan quote retweeted and was like, this needs to happen. I was like,
so basically every single battle royale has started kill race. And then there's this one Discord that starts up, gets private matches going, or, going into a public match at times. And then you have, these big streamers and content creators and competitors start getting into it. And then the developer gets into it as well. They're like, oh, everyone's interested in this. We need to start working on this.
Wow. That's incredible.
So that's the biggest goal of this, is to get Activision to wake up and like say, hey, CDL, let's get a scene. Let's get a league.
Well, I mean, Aydan joining the subliners.
Yeah.
Like, all these guys are getting signed, right? Raid's 100 Thieves. You got a couple like Tommy's 100 Thieves as well. They're building out something. Nate Shot's not signing someone 100 Thieves for no reason. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an announcement that some sort of CDL in the future would include Warzone?
Yeah, so it was like the league or head of leagues or something like that at Activision. Yeah. He said that basically they have plans to bring Warzone to the CDL very soon.
Yeah.
And my guess is like this would be a perfect time. So the new map coming out like late April probably with the new season, and that'd be a perfect time to announce a scene.
Yeah, it really would. Matt, I think we're gonna have to start practicing private matches.
Dude, we're gonna.
For me, like
WarzoneScrims.com/Discord.
Yeah, WarzoneScrims.com/Discord, right? And you have that website too, WarzoneScrims.com. is your website, and that's where you track your badges. Like, do you want to explain the ranks a little bit? I know you did a touch, but do you want to touch on that for a second?
Yeah, the rank system is still in the works, so that's there's not much there, but yeah, you're eventually going to get badges like a founder. Actually, that just ended. But yeah, rank badges, and then there's going to be more stuff coming out pretty soon. But there's the entire leaderboard for all the scrims.
I love that.
And yeah, this is, I mean, it's still early on, so it's going to get developed, but there's a lot more coming.
The biggest thing that Call of Duty can do competitively. So the biggest problem with CDL in general is every year you have a new game, right? So then it depends. Do people like that game? Do people like that engine? Do pros like that game? Are the maps good? If you can just have Warzone, even if the map changes, you're still playing Warzone. Like, this could be massive.
Just like Fortnite has been going on for 3 or 4 years. This could be a competitor of that. And I think that's one of the reasons Fortnite's been going so well, is
for sure.
There's so many different ways to play it.
Wow. Love the idea.
Anything else, Matt? Any other questions you have? For me, I see one of the drawbacks of this, not drawbacks, is I just hope the anti-cheat, isn't, the hacking thing doesn't just go rampant.
Have you had a hacker yet in the scrims?
No, we actually haven't. We've had accusations, but there's nothing that's, I mean, we've checked into it. There's not been nothing yet. So
nothing like obvious, right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If you're going to one of these practice scrims and hacking,
dude, they're going to do it.
Throw a pair of balls. No, I agree. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. But that's good. It hasn't happened yet. And I think you have the ability to just ban the person.
Oh, yeah. They're just going to go. They're gone.
Yeah.
You just get rid of them. So
anyone not in good graces,
keep making new accounts. It's kind of crazy to do that. So
yeah,
it's good that you have some control over that.
My final question for Bart and Yata. I'm going to start with Yata here. Yata, what's the meta you're running in these custom lobbies?
Ooh.
Give me the loadout.
Let me get my pen. Hold on.
What's the loadout? Currently, if the Strela is not banned, any AR for Strela is fine as a support class. The Strela is so strong because you get to run you get to run restock and then a Strela and then a good AR like a Fafar. So in any neighbor, any urban environment, you're fighting house to house, you're just gonna absolutely demolish.
Yeah.
The one where straight down, if I have any endings downtown, I have a Gallo loadout with Akimbos and restock and battle hardened.
Well, I can already picture me
Diamati's?
Akimbo Cold War 1911s.
You psycho.
I can already picture me running to Yata in one of these and just breaking everything in my room.
That's what I'm saying. Bonzer would love it until he dies to a Gallo flashlight to the face,
Yeah.
We played a solo tournament. Actually, whose tournament was that? It was Corrupts, right?
Yeah.
And Yata was just sitting on the second floor of a building for at least 10 minutes with the
Akimbos.
pistols.
Oh,
and
yeah.
1 and 2 punch something.
If it works, it works.
It's different because we're so used to the kill race. But if it doesn't matter and you're playing for the win, and there's you
don't expect a professional Warzone player. Like if you're in a public match, right? You have a rat camping the stairs, right?
Yeah.
You're not expecting an actual talented player who can movement you or just with centering of a pro and just melt you instantly.
Yeah,
so that would be the biggest difference for sure.
I will say with private matches, a lot of people would expect it to be really slow, right? Everyone's just going to play for the win. It's actually constant fights the entire game.
They are.
That's good.
And the fights are drawn out. The fights are drawn out because you don't want to die. So it's not like you get one down, everyone's pushing. It's it's strategy. It's fun, man. It is fun. Yeah. It's a good time. Bart,
are you guys, last thing for me. Are you guys GAing anything? I know you GA the rose skin, and GA for people who don't know is gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nice voice crack.
We'll cut that out.
Bonzer's going through puberty.
Matt, cut that out.
I'm not cutting
Every time I voice crack, Matt doesn't cut it out. Matt, cut this out. Okay.
I'm not cutting it out.
All right. So anyways, gentleman's agreement. So we agreed not to use it. Rose skin. You can't use it, correct?
We actually changed it to where everyone has to run the milsim default skin.
Okay,
I like that.
So it's just any dark skin is just automatically out.
And are there any other talks of getting rid of other things like the Strela? I'm sure maybe.
Yeah, well, that's actually that's something we're talking about today right now.
Yeah,
banning the Strela.
We brought it up today about banning the Strela because the Strela is just forcing its way into being used over shotguns and SMGs, and it's basically a no decision thing. You take the Strela, and you don't have to get a MAC-10, you don't have to get a Gallo. You don't have to make the decision of whether or not you want to buy or go to the second loadout to get restock smokes. Right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Wow.
So,
Bart, I know you're obviously a sniper. So what are we coupling the AX50 with?
Actually, I mean, FFA are always,
Right.
but I'm kind of switching over to the Car 98 now.
Yes, let's go.
So, I mean, I've been switching over from the Car 98 and the
I know
AX50 a
you
few
the
times.
past month you've been flipping and flopping back and forth.
Yeah, so I mean, I figured the AX50 would be it with customs, and it was for a short time, but I don't know. It's just I was going through some old videos last night of like season 1, 2, and 3 of MW.
Before skill based, I saw your clip.
Yeah, funny. Basically. And the AX50 ADS speed was actually what the car is now, like with the longest barrel. And that's why the AX50 used to be so good. But now the AX50 has a really slow ADS speed, so it's almost not even worth running, even with the scope being so good.
Right.
So I'm kind of swapping over to the Car 98 a little bit, going to test it out.
I like it. I mean, you sniped like 4 people out of a chopper with the AX50 on Sunday, right? I saw that clip. I was like, is this kid like what's this kid on?
I downed one and then collided the next shot. I downed one and broke arm.
This chopper's 400 meters.
I saw.
Like, what? I mean, like,
I thought you were just trolling shooting. I'm like, what is he shooting? I'm like, what is he doing? And I'm like, oh, these are actually hitting, and this kid's gonna die.
Dude, he down one, almost collided another.
That's
like
actually
if I'm in the heli, that's me dying in the heli. Like, and I'm not
100%. Yeah, could you imagine like you're in a heli? You're like, yeah, I'm fine. We're in the heli here. Just keep switching seats, guys. All of a sudden, like,
I'll make sure to look out for you. Let me know when you're playing.
Yeah, I'm not letting you know because for me, like if I'm not at a bronze lobby, I'm having a bad time. So just being in one of these sounds like a diamond 1 nightmare times 10.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a good change of pace for Warzone.
Yeah.
It's been a year of kill races. So I think I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this Discord. And I think it's going to be the future moving forward. And I think other tournaments are going to start like they have already, catching wind of this and trying it out.
I love it, baby. I love it, babies. All right, so guys, how you join? warzonescrims.com/Discord. If you go to Bartonologist on Twitter, you'll find it posted everywhere. Any last things from you guys? Any final words? Anything you want to say?
We just appreciate everyone joining, playing, joining in, playing the games, and just having fun and just getting this competitive scene growing and started.
Yata, the big brain here. Nothing needs to be said, baby. Look out for the gals and the Akimbo 1911s, bro. Oh my God, that's hilarious. But boys, thank you for coming on the pod. We appreciate you guys a lot, and we look forward to competing maybe against or with you guys in these Warzone scrims. But appreciate it, boys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So there you have it, guys. We just heard from XSET Gaming's Bartonologist and XSET Gaming's Yata. You can check out Bart's stream on YouTube at youtube.com/Bartonologist. And you can find him at the Twitter handle at Bartonologist, or just Twitter search XSET Barton. And Yata can be found at Yata_TV on Twitter and twitch.tv/Yata_TV. If you want to join their Warzone Scrims, warzonscrims.com/Discord will get you in the Discord. But honestly, if you just look up Yata or Barton on Twitter, you'll see all the links you need. Want to give them a huge shout out for coming on the pod to discuss private Warzone matches. They think it's the future of competitive Warzone, and I honestly agree with them. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode.